Hello everybody and welcome to the stream. So, shall we get started? I think so. So I'm going to start with something simple today. As you know, if you've been on the Discord channel, if not, the link will be in the description. The new Who server is getting an update. It's a temporary update until the Dalek mod 1.16.5 comes out. But we're moving over to the TARDIS mod of 1.14.4. Now, yes, I know moving between mods, it can be a bit of a pain in the ass, but I've taken a look into it and it looks pretty cool. And with the storyline that me and Theme Park 2020, or as you know him, Brendan, are doing, it's going to work really well. So, I think it'd be nice a video do something like show the differences between the two. And to do this, I've literally taken off the world from the actual server itself and put it on here. Obviously, some bits will be glitched out because the original blocks won't be there, but most of it's there. Some of the bits that you won't know, you'll have to wait until a little bit later on when I show you a little bit around what I've been doing in the new Who server for 1.12.2. So, let's take a look at this, shall we? I'm going to have to share my entire screen. So, right, here we go. So obviously you can just see that at the moment. So I'm going to open this up and open this up. Hide this. So over here on this side, we've got 1.14.4. While on this side, we have 1.12.2. Now, this, you're going to have to find out later what this is. But here is my TARDIS. For the people that watch the TV show, you'll recognize it. So I'm going to go inside. So as you can see now, I'm in my TARDIS. Now I want to, so for when I finally get into this TARDIS, I'm going to be able to do a classic phrase, which I've always wanted to do. As you can see, bits of it isn't there, because obviously the Dalekanian blocks that I was using isn't there at the moment. A little clue to what's going on there for you. Now this one is a lot quicker at joining world. That's one thing I've noticed. Now, as you can see, there is some similarities in here, but obviously there's some changes. So it does mean that I will be able to say the classic phrase, "Oh, you've redecorated. I like it." So I've changed from a door to a clock. And there's some really interesting things here. Like, for example, I've now got this. This, I think, for me, it looks a lot better. I like it. I prefer it. But it's very much up to the person on which kind of interior they use. I've actually edited this interior a little bit. I put the spinning thingamajig, as they call it, on there because I'm not even joking, that's what they've called it as a block. And then this bit here, because I thought it would look a little bit nicer, make the console, which I chose, so I like the fact that it's got a screen on it. And it's not too wide like the other one with the screen on it had. So I chose it, but then I just thought if I put this red and grey kind of ceiling, then it would fit well with the TARDIS. And obviously the light blue fits with the light blue on the walls. Yeah. So as you can see, there are some similarities. If I show you around this one, we've got stuff like similar colour scheme. You've got this here, but as a blocky kind of version, and there are some bits and pieces that are similar. Obviously, a lot has changed as well because with the TARDIS mod, because it's so based more around the TARDIS, it's got a lot more It's just a lot more sophisticated. Now, as you know, I don't actually remember why I put this here. Yeah. Okay, so there's a doorway that I don't need. I'll fill that in later. There's probably a reason why this is here, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So, as you can see, we've got these gate pods, and obviously the very trusty and well-known Stargate, which we won't be able to have unless we get a new Stargate for 1.16.5. That means if we travel back to the original dimension, then we will be able to have the Stargate then, which I am hoping could be done. But all we can do is hope. There's no sign of it at the moment, but apparently there might be some updates in some other versions of the Stargate craft. And if so, we might be able to use that instead, as long as it works in a simpler way enough that I'll be able to understand it. Because just trying to get this to work was a pain in the arse, as you guys may remember. But yeah, one thing that becomes an issue with the Dalek mod is with the TARDIS, you've only got the console room, and that's it. Just the console room. It's a bit of a pain, but got this little thing in here. I've never used, by the way, never touched in all my days born, but it's a nice little thing to have. I've used the anvil every now and again to rename and stuff, like sonic screwdriver, rename sonic screwdrivers and keys and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much all we've got on here. A little bit boring. Meanwhile, with this, let me show you around this. See, that's the entrance there. That's one thing that hasn't changed, having an entrance in the corner. Which I kind of like, because of the fact that the entrance is in a similar place. It means it gives that kind of continuity I like. So yeah, we have that there. So yeah, let me show you around this little area. As you can see, we've got this here. This you can use to change the look of your sonic screwdriver, so you can customize it more, which I really like. You can go through and delete blocks that you don't want, just like a normal one. But if you wander around here, you'll see this wall. I'll show you how this works here in a moment. I'm just going to show you around the rest of my TARDIS. This place is massive. Got lanterns. As you may have noticed, I'm using a texture pack, by the way, which just makes everything look a little bit better for this dimension. And I'm hoping that I can find a 1.16.5 version of this to use to make it look a little bit better for the Dalek mod. Now, here, these are waypoint banks. And I've got a little room which was used by, if you may notice, it looks similar to what we saw upstairs. Using that to create this room. This is where I keep all my waypoints. That means if I ever need to take out a waypoint because I'm switching over TARDIS or my TARDIS is close to being destroyed, I can. Here, TARDIS engine. Don't have any upgrades in. Nothing in charging panel. Got Archon banks, but you can get loads of different ones. I may upgrade those in a moment. And components. So we've got a good amount of stuff here. And also we've got a screen here. So that means if you're wanting to set coordinates or set it to do a waypoint, stuff like that, you can set it down here. So that means it's ready, and then just click the handbrake when you're ready to go. Yeah, as you can see, yeah, but I quite like this design, and the fact that you can, well, you'll see in a moment what you can do with this next. So let's talk about some things that have been taken out of this mod. All the Doctor Who dimensions have been removed, which is a bit of a shame. But if you know where to look, you can find some good dimensions. One mod dimension that has stayed is Gallifrey because of the regeneration mod that you get here. And I prefer the regeneration mod to the one that's in Dalek mod because in this one it changes what you look like. So you put a load of skins in your folder and it changes what you look like. Well, it doesn't do that in the regeneration of the Dalek mod. So let's take both TARDISes to Gallifrey. Also, if you have trouble learning the controls at first, this TARDIS manual will tell you everything that you want to know once it loads. Please load. It might not load because this obviously it doesn't have a skin for it, so I know it's been playing around a little bit when it comes to the manual because of the resource pack. But most of the things in there is pretty self-explanatory, really. Obviously, with this, walk around with the TARDIS manual in your hand and basically do what this does here. It gives you a text telling you what different buttons are, like it does here. It does mean that if you get used to your console, it means that if you're doing something like a TV show or something like that and you've gotten used to your console, it gives a more realistic feel to it because you haven't got all of this here. It's quite nice. Now I'm going to close this down. And reopen it. And then reopen it again. Start anyway. Meanwhile, I'll show you more around this place. As you know, you've probably got a mirror effect going on at the moment. Sorry about that. But yeah, I quite like what we've got here. I think it looks really good. Let me show you upstairs. Oh, yeah, different, wrong part is here. Yeah, as you know, up here, you've got spaces to make rooms and stuff as well. That these upstairs bit was put in here. I don't think I've ever used the cupboards that have been put, that you've got there. Probably get lost in this TARDIS, which is a shame because that was kind of the whole point of the TARDIS corridors is that you can get lost in them, but there is not enough data for the TARDIS mod can handle. Put that in. But then I could argue that it probably does, but they just don't have the time to do it. Because if you think about it, I'm able to put like 2 mods of dimensions on here. Yeah. As well as regeneration mod and the TARDIS mod itself. And it loads beautifully. The only really issue it's having is resource pack, which is fine. Because to be fair, when people first get used to it, they won't really need to look into the manual itself because most of it's self-explanatory. So we just do a code /setup and it does it automatically and put any updates in ourselves. Now I can always explain to Brendan what's happening and then we can always do a tutorial video because of the fact that the texture pack goes iffy with it. So that means you can watch a tutorial video of what things do instead of trying to look in the manual and accidentally shut down your Minecraft like what's just happened there. What else can I show you in this TARDIS? There's not much else really. What else have I got here? I think that's pretty much it. Obviously, we don't have stuff like the chalkboards and stuff that we did have before. It's a bit of a shame, but yeah, it's not too bad, I guess. One thing I do like about the Dalek mod is you can only have one TARDIS per person, which means that you can't go and do some really stupid stuff with the TARDISes. Yeah, I really like the interior that I've got here. I think it looks really good. The beacon interior that I've got is pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. I think it looks I think it looks pretty good. Might put some wood around that so I need to cover that up so it's a bit silly. Yeah, I do like the little beacon effect we've got on here. But then again, I also like the effects that we've got on the other one, which also look pretty good. Sorry, got an itch. Right, as you see, the other TARDIS mod, the other other Minecraft is loading up. If you're wondering, no, I've not got two like Minecraft areas for this to work. It's a little bit less, more simple than that. Is it quite literally loads up all the mods, but you just this will come up. You just click proceed to menu, and it won't load up. Actually, use the mods. I just go to single player. Oh yes, FNAF Pizzeria. I'm going to be doing a couple of those soon. This one is the server world that I'm building out. The Uncensored Library, take a look at that if you want at some point. Miraculous and Marvel, that was a test run. It worked really well. That was supposed to be War of the Worlds, but I put a Q instead of a W. I'm going to edit that now while I remember. Yeah, and then you've got the Pixelmon Paradox version, which I just used to play on. It's a little thing that I've been doing. And the new Who. This is the one we were looking at a couple of seconds ago before we got rudely interrupted. So, just gonna wait for that. Well, I'm just gonna check my package because I've got a package coming from Amazon. Just seeing where it is at the moment because it's saying it's on its way to being delivered. Should be arriving some point today. That's good. Keep it out the door for that. Right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I put the TARDIS manual in my hand. Obviously, I'm not going to click on anything this time, but it does show you what everything does. That means you can learn, especially if you stick with the same console, you will learn after a while what things do. I can tell you right now, I'll turn that off. Obviously, TARDIS monitor. That is the dimensional shift, handbrake, and speed. Ooh. Those I can't remember off the top of my head. But refuel, and I think that's the direction the TARDIS is in. Or is it the randomizer? Randomizer. That's all. Oh, the sonic screwdriver hole there. Door shut, which as you can hear has just shut the front door. telepathic circuit and stabilizer. I will always have the stabilizer on. You'd be very silly to not have it on, especially if you're in creative because you just automatically refill it. Just keep stabilizers on because otherwise you're just going to have to go through and keep trying to run around the board trying to press buttons and stuff, which obviously looks kind of cool, but obviously the Doctor's TARDIS didn't actually have stabilizers. Now, one thing that's useful is that you don't have to build a TARDIS with this. You have to find it in the wild. Usually you find it in caves and stuff, and then you feed it clocks, which makes sense. And then you unlock it, and the more you fly around with it, the more it's likely to get you to the place you want to go to because you're spending time with it. And obviously, if you sleep in bed with it, it'll be not that way before people get any dirty minded ideas. Then, yeah. So, I'm going to take us to Gallifrey. I go to waypoint screen. I've got no waypoint, so I'm just going to create a waypoint. And I'm going to call this one Darling. I'll just call that question mark B. Now I'm going to go to dimensional shift, which is over here. Gallifrey. Also, one thing you've got to remember to do is shut the door. Because if you don't remember to shut the door, you're screwed. Because you will go flying out of that. That's when you've got to make sure you've got this remote here. And summon your TARDIS. Look at that. Can't say that's not cool. The animation on this is very impressive. And it even makes your camera shake for when you're landing and stuff, so that means you get that more effect. I'm not actually touching the mouse there when I'm shaking. And we're here. Obviously, there are stuff like helmets and stuff. I'll go to helmet and stuff. Obviously, to have continuity. The helmet with the legs and shoes that I usually wear would be used here. Obviously, there's a different name to what they use on here, but it does mean obviously some of my contents has disappeared. Obviously, was it like Ruby or something? I can't. Yeah, Malak clothing, which is from Dark Mod clothing. Trousers and legs. The helmet, and I used that one. Obviously, it's not exactly the same. But if I go into I myself, the helmet, legs, shoes, there. If I go to I, trousers, legs. Now see, not the exact same, but similar. So we've got that. Obviously I'm going to take my helmet off because I prefer not to wear it. I'll do the same here as well. So if I don't wear it, I don't need it. But obviously those are the jet boots we had before. New sword, admin sword. On servers, me and Brendan will have these. Basically, admin sword means if anyone's monkeying about, we'll be able to take them out with one swipe of the sword. So, you know, we will be putting rules out there and break the rules. We will be turning off keep inventory off for a split second and then killing you, so you'll have to restart from the beginning. So, let me show you around here a bit more. So I can also go upstairs using my staircase that I've got here. Staircase, I'm upstairs. I can look down at the people in the console, see who's down there. It needs to be jump down there. I used to, but can't with this in the way. On a boat, got the seat I can sit on, which makes you sit down as if you were sitting on a minecart, so you need to use left shift to dismount. So, yeah. I don't know whether you guys heard that, but I've now got a message apparently. I'll take a quick look at that, I won't be long. So, here we are. So, I'm going to go to this. This is called an ARS tablet. Show you what you can do. So, let's find that wall we were looking at earlier. Let me show you what you can do. Okay, so let's go find that wall we found earlier. There it is. Now, first, on the block below it, or just anywhere really, just click on the floor somewhere. So you get the ARS selection structure. And you've got different corridors, different rooms, more different rooms, T connection, short straight piece. So yeah, we've got a good amount of stuff in. So I'm just going to go for short straight piece, put it in. There you go. Short straight piece done. Let's do two-way connection. Done. And we're going to have I'm going to go next. Left corner. There. We have my regeneration room, so I need that nearby. Which is called zero room, which basically means normal rooms can get damaged, okay? Basically, all this does is stop everything in here can't get damaged by regeneration. So if you come run in here quickly and then regenerate, it means that you don't damage anything in your TARDIS. Now, because of a couple of glitches, because of the extra interiors I've uploaded using a data pack, when you go through, you need to put brightness in your interiors, so you'll have to grab some glowstone, which thanks to the text pack doesn't look too bad. It looks just like normal stone, and just decorate it a little bit. And considering I've got a white TARDIS, it looks pretty good. But you can also use sea lanterns, which don't look too bad either. And you can get stuff like lanterns. You get stuff like a lantern and stuff as well. So yeah, you get a lantern, which aren't as bright, but still quite bright. In the middle of the room, brightens up a lot of the room. So you could have one here, you have one and one here. We have one here, up there. You have one here, one here. Then got to have that one there. Let's say we put I've got some glowstone in my hand. Yep, glowstone. That'll finish it off. See? The room has been completely brightened up with a couple of lanterns. I don't really notice them because of where they are. Yeah, there you go. I'll do this over here. And we've got the corner we've got over here. So I'm going to put in another short passageway. Don't need that anymore. Which I like about here is the destroy button. Now the recycle button. I quite like that. You don't need that. Now, if you accidentally put a room in that you don't want, like I've just done, back on it on the module that you can see is very similar to the block we've got over there. 2, 1. Make sure you away from it, and then boom, done. Next, got loads of different rooms, but I want a short piece. Good. And 4-way thing here. So now got another space for room. I'm going to put a library here, I think. Oh wait, not enough room. There is enough room here. Obviously, lighting, which I will be able to do. So, I don't really know what these other ones look like, but I do need an empty large. Not enough room there. Now let's see if there's enough room for an empty large. Next, empty large. There we go. So that'll be my room there. Let's hope. Next, let's try work with variant 1. Oh, this is number 2. Yeah, not much to do with. Although, maybe use that as a room instead. Next, variant 1. Confirm. 2. 1, delete. Variant 2. Still not much to work with here. Here I am going to 2, 1, firm. Look at the fact there's no lag here, and I'm using a laptop, may I point out. Work with variant 2, I quite like that one. Previous 2. Because I didn't close the room. Previous. What I'll do. Need to delete this room. Confirm. Let's see if I can fit it in. Confirm. And while we're waiting, make sure you're away from that bar. That'll indicate whereabout it's going to shut. Make sure no one's in there before you start deleting the room, otherwise people are screwed. Okay, work with variant 2. Yeah, still not enough room. Okay, so short straight piece. And very good. Work with variant 2. And that's going to be my room. I think here to finish off, I don't know what we can have here. Let's have a look. One more thing to have here. How about something small, obviously. 0 room. Storeroom I've already got because that's what I use for my thing. I just took out the chest. Laboratory. How about laboratory? I'm going to go for laboratory here. Right. So if you find a place that you want that doesn't have an ARS, you want to put it in, just search ARS in the bar. In. Short straight piece. Previous laboratory. You don't really, no one knows what's going on in these areas, so I'm going to go and delete this area. Confirm. Make sure I'm on the other side of it. And look, no lag in the amount of blocks that's been deleted. Next. Have the shaft down. Want to do some lighting is needed. And then I think I'll go next. Laboratory. Next. Laboratory. The thing is, you never know what's around the area and how tall the roof is, so you just gotta laboratory. Try it like that. So I'm now gonna close that. Close that. Close that. I'm now going to go long straight piece, a bit there. That looks a little bit nicer, don't you think, guys? Previous laboratory done. Look at that. Got a little another thing here. All this. Yeah. Have to do is put some glowstone in, maybe a couple of lanterns like I did before. Some lanterns in this place would be great. And it might load for you. It doesn't for me, but it might load for you. Because you may have a PC, so it may run better. Well, I've just got a laptop. It's not even a gaming laptop, so it's a good laptop, but it's not as good as everybody else's. The edge here. And other lantern. Yeah, it's the lantern the edge here. Those blocks. That's fine. So it's still rated. That looks rated. Blast furnace in there. You can go around play with these stuff as much as you like. Blast furnace going on here. Got a nice little oven kind of thing going on here. Yeah. Proper. Using the designs we've got here, they've made it look pretty good. You go here, the direction you want to go in. As soon as you see the door, move forwards. You're ready to move forward as soon as possible, really. I've got my library. Lighten this up, shall we? Okay. So that every bookcase has it. It'll look pretty good. It'll look like a frame or something. Because like you would question it at first if you didn't, if it was just like one bookcase. Every single bookcase going with it. It's like design. I think there's no glowstone slab yet, but by the way, it would be great. I can't do it as small as I want it. Like half the brightness for glowstone slab, that'd be good. So we don't want it too bright because it takes away the whole effect of that chandelier that's there. I think we'll leave it as that. See? You did lanterns on it. I'd get a bit lost. Perfect, because that's the whole point. No, I don't want to go that way. this ways to my room, so I may put a door in and take off that. Not decided yet. Seeing as it's my TARDIS, you might think you wouldn't need a door in your room, but there we go. What kind of door you use? These iron doors look really good. Okay. Search up hull. Where's the thing? Spaceship hull block. Worry about that gap in a moment. You'd be like, don't you need to put something like a way to get into it? Like, nope. There's a reason why. The one thing people have trouble figuring out is how to use sonic screwdrivers in 1.14.2. Shift, left click, changes the interactions. And then obviously block interaction. Entity interactions, you can show a sheet for the entity interactions, or you can set a creeper to explode. TARDIS coordinates. You can set a TARDIS coordinate to a certain dimension that you're in. And block interaction I can use to open my front door to my bedroom, shut it again. FN F3 used to find out what block these are. Light grey concrete. FN F3 I light grey that's light grey concrete powder. I need a dark one. I was that just hull? No, I think that's just hull. If it isn't, it's dark enough that you wouldn't question it. Probably dark grey concrete, but because the colours are so similar, you wouldn't question it. The iron doorway. Sometimes I use the metal grate doors to give it a bit more of a light effect. All of this is fine really. I'm just going to go in, put that there, and then put grate on top. What I'll also do is put a lantern, a shaft there, a shaft there, a shaft there. That looks pretty funky. Quite like that. That'll be my room. Because anyone without a sonic screwdriver can't just wander into my room, so I can have some private stuff in there without one. Well, not private, but like bedding, clothing, and stuff without people worrying or wondering what's in there. My regeneration room, which I've got in here, nicely lit up as well. So one thing that I've noticed, so you can get some wrong version. Basically, you can get a chain, I think. The chain. Yeah, you get a chain, and you can attach it to the lantern if you wanted to. Also, I think you can make chainmail using chains set now in 1.17. So there you go. There's my TARDIS. Now you know how to make your own rooms in a TARDIS. And I prefer the TARDIS mod, I'll be honest, because it looks kind of cool. Obviously, you can edit a little bit. Obviously, if you change the TARDIS interior, you will lose all the blocks you paste. So make sure, if you're going to start editing it, make sure it's one that you can at least have for a while. Unfair? So, yeah, maybe just go and put in that there, that there, that there, that there, because we've got block in so many other places, it means it's got a bit of continuity. I think that's good. Front door. More Gallifrey. Two planets, wait for everything to load. Now, we click exit to that, back to server, join server. Let's hope it's still open still. Log in. Server's offline. Right, okay, so I'm going to have to go back into it. Now, what I use for my server is Atanos, which is here. And I quite like it. But choose your address, pretty much. You can choose which Atanos URL that you use as well, so it doesn't have to be atanos.me. Choose which version forge. There's no mod thing, unlike most of them. This is free. The only thing is that you have to have one person on at all times. It's the only issue. But to be fair, I find that worth it. Oh, my Dragon Ball Kakarot loading. That's doing well. Yeah, I've brought game downloading it. So that's what's happening here. I went for the zip version because I have trouble opening up EXEs on my computer. So thank you to the website that it's got the option. SPDF, if you wonder what on earth that was that. I literally just made it, so that means you can thought that would look kind of nice to look at while you're waiting. Close that now. Go to this download. Click delete to that now because I don't really need that anymore. I thought it'd be nice to look at while you're waiting for me. To build what I've been building recently, I've been using this tutorial video by ADCraft. Well, they said you can use it and stuff and everything. Well downloaded, I'm thinking of downloading that and giving a look around, so that looks really good. Yeah. This is part 2, so I started part 1. And obviously I've changed the blocks that I'm using, but the style itself I'm keeping, which I'll show you in a moment what I'm part of the way through doing. Waiting for it to pop up saying it's loaded. Sometimes take a while to load it. It'll make a noise, and if you're not on this, it will give you a little note, and a little notification will pop up here saying the server's online. And then all you have to do is go to Minecraft. Sometimes some people refresh it. I don't. I just click straight onto it. You see my new Who logo there? Join server. So this is their version of Gallifrey. Flash time set day. So that's their version of Gallifrey. You have to have it because obviously Time Lord regeneration. The Time Lord regeneration and Gallifrey, they kind of all have to go hand in hand. Now I'm going to use this and go to Gallifrey on here. Oh gosh, I can't remember the controls off the top of my head. Oh yes. I haven't been on this for a while. Coordinate travel. Gallifrey. Save. Make sure my door's closed. Wait, I don't need to do that. It shuts automatically. We don't have that wobbliness, which is a bit of a shame. This doesn't really work with texture packs because it always keeps glitching out. I didn't know you could do that though. Look outside the window and see what's going on. Didn't know it could do that. Let's have a look at their version of Gallifrey. Once it loads. When it comes to Gallifrey and stuff, there is no texture pack connection to this. So it's literally just green mode creative. Well, quite literally one versus the other. So as you see, pretty barren here. If I go into this, it's maybe pretty barren, but it's got more texture to it. I prefer this because it's got a lot more texture to it. The lava, yes, the houses are in there as well, but it's just, it looks a lot nicer, I feel, than the what they've got over there. So yeah, that's everything I've got to show you guys. The new setup. Everything else you'll have to wait until I hit 100 subscribers. I hope you enjoyed this video, and oh yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Using that TARDIS. Where's my TARDIS? Also, one thing this does, if you're in multiplayer, you know this, the door shuts behind you, so you've got to usually open the door, people go in, then you've got to go in. Well, it doesn't do that with this, so if you've got people chasing you, you need to make sure you close the door as soon as you get in. It does mean that if you've got other people coming in with you, it doesn't just keep shutting the door, you can open the door and then they can go in. Also, other people can touch the door and open it if you leave the TARDIS unlocked, so make sure you don't do that. So, overall, I prefer the TARDIS mod. If there was something like, if there's any of you modders out there who can make a dimensional mod with just a load of Doctor Who dimensions on it, on its own, obviously leave Gallifrey out because you could just say that it works with the regeneration mod. And then I think I would probably stick to the TARDIS mod because it just offers so much more, I feel. That's just in my opinion. But there we go. I think I'm going to make that my I can go up against the door. Make that my thumbnail for this video because that looks pretty cool. Because I can edit them both. I want him about there-ish. That's about somewhere. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. So catch you later. Bye guys.